Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. We got more than enough to cover today. Tons has happened. We're going to get through it. Make sure to be here as all the updates drop. We have loads to go through this transfer window, I've got to feel. So yeah, there's going to be loads of content for it and I'll give you my opinion on how it's all going to go down. On top of that, don't forget I will be covering the Euros. There will be reviews and previews and all that for the Euros. We will be covering England on here. We have to. It's all we've got. And it's going to be fun. So make sure you're here. Now, let's get cracking. Let's get cracking with the latest, some Chelsea news, and then we're going to end with the non-Chelsea stuff. Of course, there is a couple of things that is happening elsewhere. But to kick things off, we're going to start off with something that I read, and I'm not. I want to put it to you. Basically, I want to put the question out there to you, right? Because I'm unsure on what's going on here. What is the situation? Let's get into it. Manchester United are considering a move for Chelsea's Trevoh Chalobah. Chelsea are willing to sell Chalobah to meet profit and sustainability rules by June 30th. They would want a transfer fee of around £25 million. Now, this is from Miguel Delaney, who's chief football writer at The Independent, right? Not the best source, I'll be honest. But he's saying Chelsea have to sell Chalobah for profit and sustainability reasons. We have to sell before June 30th. We've already had it previously said, if we remember, by David Ornstein, if I'm not mistaken, saying Chelsea don't have to sell before June 30th this season, but they will have to for next season, right? So not this June 30th, but Chelsea would have to watch themselves to comply for 24-25, not this year. So what is going on? I'm not sure what's going on here. Do we or do we not have to sell before June 30th? Because I got to be honest, this fee for Trevoh Chalobah, especially to Manchester United, is criminal. Criminal. 25 million. What are we doing here? No chance. This better not happen. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say it's legit, or if it's not legit, I genuinely don't know. We just better not do this. That's all I'm saying. Trevoh Chalobah, minimum. I wouldn't sell him, by the way. Just saying. I wouldn't sell him. I would keep him. I'm happy to keep Trev. I think he's been great. Especially now Thiago Silva's gone. I would keep Thiago. I wish we could keep Thiago Silva. But I would keep Trevoh Chalobah. And then we've got a certain defender that's going to come back from injury. We're going to talk about him later. Wesley Fofana, we'll see. But I'd keep Chalobah. So if we are to sell him, at least get 45 million for him. Does anyone disagree with that value? Now, I'll tell you, like I've said before, why that value I think is right. I think it's fair. Why? Because this. Broja is open to going to Saudi Arabia. Now, before we get into that, right, hold that thought about Saudi. Hold that thought. But Armando Broja, and the latest to do with him, Ben Jacobs has come out and spoken about what is the situation with Broja. So let's hear what he's got to say. Armando Broja expected to leave Chelsea this summer, but he won't return to Fulham. Understand Wolves, Crystal Palace and Everton are three Premier League clubs interested. Monaco and Milan are both tracking Broja as well. Broja also open to a Saudi move. Al-Shabaab have looked at him in the past. £25 million is the ballpark clubs are considering, despite Chelsea valuing him at double that prior to his Fulham loan. So to bring Trev back into the conversation, are we actually trying to say these two players are worth the same? Come on. If Broja goes for 30, 35 mil, I would be flabbergasted. 25 is what clubs are considering. I understand it. I'm not furious with that. I understand it. But he hasn't played. We sent him off to Fulham. They paid us 4 million because he wasn't playing. That's all we've done. But what are the consequences? This. And I'll be shocked. If we actually got money for him at that value, I'd actually be happy. But Trevoh Chalobah surely is worth almost double that. 45 million surely. That makes sense, no? Well, let me know your thoughts. Do you think it does or it doesn't? What would you value Chalobah and what would you value Broja? Let me know down below. Now, before we move on, Saudi apparently are interested. Broja is also open to a Saudi move, so I have to say for the first time in how long has it been? Habibi! Hello, Habibi. How are you, Habibi? Been a long time, my friend. Long time on this channel we did not say Habibi. How are you? Habibi. Hey, listen, Habibi. Come. We need to have some tea. Some qahwa, coffee. Everyone to the table. Let's talk. Armando Broja is available. 50 million. 50 million, Habibi. Cheap price. Very cheap price. Send us 50 million. The player is yours. Habibi. Is yours. Take him and go. Habibi? Yeah? Imagine if Saudi come in and save everything. Imagine. They come in, no problem. 50 million. You take. Thank you very much. Listen, Saudi have the key to sorting out the whole financial situation of Chelsea Football Club. Just saying, yeah? So let's wait and see what happens. Let me know your thoughts on that. Now, let's move to Fofana. I did mention I was going to talk about him, so let's get into this. A source further confirmed by Wesley Fofana himself has said that he will be part of the squad in July pre-season. He has been doing running without the ball and ball work recently. That's from Team Fofana 3 on Instagram. There's a shot of Fofana who's very happy right now. Nice to see. Now, look, Wesley Fofana is that one guy, throughout this entire season who has no blame whatsoever on anything. The guy's just been injured, sitting away. He has not been part of any of the saga that we've gone throughout the entire season. He basically did not even meet Pochettino, if we're just going to call a buck a buck. I mean, he is the one exception in this whole football club, right, that does not have even a portion of responsibility as to what we went through for the past season, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got to offer when he comes back. Now, I have to stress this, and this is also part of the condition as to Maresca coming in and the problems that, the problems that we've had and the things that were blamed on Poch. Well, listen, okay, if that's the case, well, they better not happen again. What's one of those conditions? There better not be an injury crisis next season. There better not be an injury crisis next season. I stress that. And by the way, I don't mean injury crisis as in our 3 players are out, we're in an injury crisis. No. I'm talking Chelsea levels of crisis. Levels that no club saw, 14 men out. Like, if that happens again, that's the confirmation that Chelsea Football Club on the inside are rotten. Rotten. So, look, Maresca's come in. Well, you better have all the flipping players ready for him. Simple as that. Yeah? I don't want to hear any sort of an issue on the injury front. And that's including Fofana, who even before coming to Chelsea was a risk that he could be injury prone. And so far, he has shown to be injury prone. But there's also the medical situation at Chelsea that we don't really flipping know what's going on there. So, listen, it better not happen again. And the best way to prove that everything is fixed is make sure this guy stays fit. If Fofana stays fit, cool. Well, listen, we're good. We're good. Because he gets injured every 5 minutes, with all due respect. If he's fit, then we're doing something right. So, let me know your thoughts. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Fofana's going to do because not just the money that was paid, but the expectation on a player like Fofana, you immediately thought when Fofana came in, oh boy, we got one of the best centre-backs here. No questions asked. We were pretty certain when he walked in, Fofana, good to go. We're yet to see it because he's not been flipping injury-free. So, we better see an injury-free Wesley Fofana, basically. So, let's move. Let me know your thoughts down below. The latest situation to do with Lukaku and Victor Osimhen. He's not looking good, brother. It's not looking good. Chelsea and Napoli are currently not working on a swap deal between Victor Osimhen and Romelu Lukaku, says Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea insist on £38 million release clause for any club keen on signing Romelu Lukaku this summer. On top of that, I also have to show you this, which came out not too long ago. Chelsea will sign a new striker this summer as part of next season's plans, but no negotiations or talks taking place for Victor Osimhen with or without Lukaku in the deal. Chelsea are not planning to go for Osimhen as of now. Lukaku and Broja expected to leave. This surprises me. I would understand this to an extent if Conte didn't just go to Napoli. And I have to stress, he's not been officially unveiled yet. So maybe we just hold our thoughts with this one. But because he's going there, surely, and he has control over transfers, surely he and Napoli will be happy to pay 38 million for Lukaku, because Conte would love Lukaku. And then it means that we just got to pay what? Net 62 million or so? 65 million net for Victor Osimhen? Is that not a good deal? Then there's the whole salary thing. Yeah, now this is where Chelsea's ridiculous £150,000 salary cap comes into play. Can we just scrap that, please? Because when you get a player of a certain caliber, you need to pay him the money. You just have to. Now, I don't mean give him 400k a week, but someone like Osimhen, you are expected to fork out 200, 220, 250. Surely around that margin, you have to. If not, you ain't getting some of the best players. You ain't. Now, the other side of the coin, shout out Miz, is that if we were to turn our attention to someone else who's cheaper, both in terms of fee and in terms of the salary, but could provide the same output, and we know there's strikers like Gyökeres, there's strikers like Sesko that have been named, who, by the way, for 45 million might be heading to Arsenal. Just saying. That's the latest from John Cross over at the Mirror, who is an Arsenal journalist, saying that is the case. So, what would you guys do? Who would you go for? Would you take Osimhen with a deal of Lukaku going the same way? This is the thing as well. It would also help get Lukaku off the books. So, would you do that? Or would you just rely on Lukaku going somewhere else, if anyone is interested, by the way? This is why I stress that maybe this is the deal for us to go with, because we know Conte will be interested, but he might be the only one. Or do we turn our attention elsewhere? If we turn our attention elsewhere, for who? Do you have any names? Let me know down below. Much appreciated. Now, let's turn our attention to the kits. Looks like we know what we're going to be looking like next season. And I'm not so sure about this. Check this out. Nike Chelsea 24-25 third training shirt. Now, I'll stress. This is the third training shirt. I'm sorry. I think it's absolutely abysmal. Who thought of this? Literally, who thought of this? Sack him. Sack him. We're going to be running around like a bunch of marshmallows. What are we doing here? Thankfully, it's the third training kit, yeah? Thankfully. The third, not the first or the third. Fair enough. That means we might not have to wear it. So, anyway, there's that. But, what about the other kits? Well, let's get into it. It looks like this could be the new home and away kits. This was revealed in a video by Feroz. Shout out to Feroz. Old school OG Chelsea content creator from back in the day. Great editor. And is now in the world of football. But he shared this. Now, what do you guys think of this? This is apparently the new home kit that will be unveiled and the new away kit that will be unveiled. The home kit doesn't look too bad. The patterns on the shirt I don't really like, I'll be honest. The patterns on the home shirt I don't really like. But it's not too bad. I think it's something I can get used to. The away shirt, though, what were they thinking with that collar, by the way? That's one. And it just looks bland. Just bland. Super bland. It's like meat with no salt or pepper. So at this point, I'm not even surprised. It's Nike. What else do we want? It's Nike. Bring us Adidas! Adidas, where are you? We miss you, Adidas. We flipping miss you guys. Even if we had the bottle shape, I don't care. I'd take Adidas all day long. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. In relation, do you like it? Do you not? Let me know. And the third training kit, let me know your thoughts on that. Again, thank God it's the third training kit. Let's move our attention elsewhere before we wrap up. Here's latest from Manchester United. Man United are taking their time over the future of Erik ten Hag. No decision expected on the manager this week. Club want to ensure they work through all considerations carefully before arriving at a decision. I gotta be honest, I think this is embarrassing. For Manchester United, this is a joke. Listen, at this point, you should know whether you want to keep him or you don't. This is the one thing, despite the uncertainty and despite not flipping knowing where it's going to go, but the one thing that I will praise Chelsea on, and the owners and the directors on, is that you can't argue that they weren't decisive. They were very decisive. They went in and got the job done pretty quickly. Yeah? That was pretty surprising, I can't lie. I thought it might, drag a little longer than it actually did. We heard what we heard with Potts pretty much straight away. And then we were hearing about replacements basically straight away. And then we got it over the line basically straight away. Maresca's not officially unveiled, but we know it's done. So it's decisive. That's the one thing that I can say, because it's good to be decisive. It's not good to be uncertain, right? It's good to know that you've made a decision and no looking back. In life, I recommend all of you do that, by the way. Don't look back. If you have a decision to make it quickly. Be smart, make the right decision, think about it, but don't hesitate. That's the word. Not say get it done quickly, but do not hesitate. Man United are hesitating. They're hesitating. They should know. Do you want to keep him or not? A plus B equals C. If you don't want to keep him, well, go and get someone now. What are you waiting for? Maybe they haven't got that sorted yet and they don't know where they stand. And that's the hesitation. That means they're not getting the job done by getting a new manager ready. Because I don't think they want to keep Ten Hag, let's be honest. So, listen, that's the latest on Ten Hag. I think he's still going to go. It's surprising that United basically have Thomas Tuchel there waiting if they really want him. What are you waiting for? I hope you do wait and I hope he doesn't come. Simple. I hope he doesn't show up at United. Fingers crossed. McKenna's already gone back to Ipswich. He signed a new 4-year deal, I think. So, yeah, that's surprising. Which leaves Brighton in the dark. I thought they'd get him. So, yeah. Man United. Tuchel. Pochettino. Pick one, I guess. Or Graham Potter. Graham Potter's available, guys. What are you guys doing? Come on. Hurry up before Brighton take him. Anyway, that's that. And to wrap up, this is the last one. Check this out. This is interesting. This is why I'm showing it. Exclusive. Crystal Palace are in talks to sign Jobe Bellingham as one of their priority targets for the summer. Oliver Glasner wants him and Dougie Freedman is working to convince the player. Other clubs, including Brentford, want Jobe. Open race as J.D. Harris has called. So, Jude Bellingham's brother, who I might add, is a decent player. I know he's basically in the shadow of his brother right now, but it looks like even they've come from the same family, the same mum and dad, right? But it looks like it's not just Jude who's the one that's going to make it here. His brother is a very good player and also looking like he's following the same path as his brother did. His brother went to Birmingham City, started off there, and then boom, Borussia Dortmund, right? This is a chance for him to get into the Premier League and cement himself in the Premier League. And I do want to say, I like what Oliver Glasner's done at Crystal Palace since he's walked in. What a job so far. Incredible. He's got Palace playing crazy, right? So it would be right to trust him. He wants him, you get him. So good luck. If Palace were to pluck him out, I honestly believe if this works out, Jobe Bellingham will be a player that Crystal Palace can sell later on to a big club for 100 million. They can. It's possible. So let's wait and see what happens. What do you think on the player? Have you seen him enough? Do you reckon you know what he's like, what he's not like, what's good about him, what's bad about him? Let me know down below. And I'll catch all of you tomorrow for, I think, a couple of new ones. I think tomorrow might be a double upload day. Why? Because there's obviously all the transfer news, and I think tomorrow is going to be the day where we get the official announcement from Chelsea Football Club that Maresca is the new head coach at Chelsea Football Club. So make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell to be notified of all the uploads that come your way tomorrow, as well as onwards. Hit the socials on screen and in the description. Much appreciated. And I will catch all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you lot then. Take care and peace.